Hi, my name is Kevin Oliveira. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager at Forcepoint for Data Security Solutions. And today I have joining me Jeffrey Hall. He's the Principal Sales Engineer at Forcepoint as well. And he will be giving us some demonstrations about how we can use ChatGPT and we can help our people within R&D in particular, research and development within any organization to increase their productivity with ChatGPT using Forcepoint data security. R&D can be a particularly difficult situation because R&D, that particular area is loaded with lots of IP. And there's always a fear that IP is going to get out into ChatGPT and into other generative AI type of solutions. And we want to share with you how using Forcepoint data security, we can make the whole experience of generative AI an enabler and make R&D personnel more productive and to be able to do more for the organization. So Jeff, why don't I pass it to you if you can maybe share what some examples?
Yeah. So I'm going to jump over to my lab real quick. So what we've got here, we're obviously within OpenAI and the ChatGPT side of it. And we're going to first show how to effectively use it, but still providing some awareness that you could be leaking information around that could be potentially IP. So what I've got here is just a quick request, and we are going to ask for, what are the 3 top substitutes for this alpha fentanyl base that could be used in a clinical trial. So we can put that in here.
And one thing too, what we're doing here is this is R&D in the context of medical research. So
right. But it could be applied to, it could be applied to any type of research. Like, this is just the example that we're using, right?
Right.
So what happens here is automatically there's a detection here that we see something that could be a controlled substance in this space, but we've given you an awareness that, hey, this might be something that's could be potentially harmful or should not be leaked. And so we're going to go ahead and say do this for it's a part of a business business purpose, right?
Yeah, and these pop-ups, so then they're super important because of there are a lot of people internally. They're not malicious actors. They just need to understand. And that's one of the best ways to really stop data exfiltration is to be able to help people understand what they're doing, and then to be able to, and also that we can keep track of it and be aware of it as well. And so this is an excellent solution. Yeah.
So the next thing that's happened, so I've got my information, I've seen my, the different, different substitutes for it, and we've conducted some clinical trials, and I want to write a paper, right? So the next thing I would come back to ChatGPT and ask it we're going to write a descriptive paragraph, and we're going to cite, certain sequences that we've had within the trials that we've done, and also want to show, the side effects. So I'm asking, ChatGPT here to give me this descriptive paragraph, citing these sequences because I want to have that automatically write the paragraph for me, using these drugs and the side effects, and so the overall gain of it. So when I come and I do that same thing,
okay.
So now I get the block on it. Once again, I get the warning, hey, this is going out. I'm like, all right, so maybe that shouldn't have gone out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that block. And so now it's effectively gone from a warning to now it's fully blocked on that. And the nice thing about this is you can set certain levels and thresholds that immediately block right away or continue to do the pop-up for an awareness portion of it, right?
Maybe we can look at really quickly too why this one in particular the block was really the right thing. And first of all, if you have trial sequence numbers which are proprietary, that's definitely that's an internal information, but it's also being combined with some ingredients or drugs, and so that combination is IP. Now we're in a different space, right?
Yeah, we connected those dots because individually they're monitored, they're controlled, their numbers, right? But when you connect those two together and create that, it now becomes IP.
Right. And so then at that point, it is more critical. This is a more critical situation, and the block is the appropriate. Now the person here, they did have the option though, right? If they didn't want to block, they could have continued.
They could have continued, yes.
Okay.
But they would have had to have given a reason, and that reason is tracked within the forensics. So if something was to happen, and when the alert came through, they would have that forensics trail to go back and question that person, their manager, and figure out, why they did this and was that allowed.
Okay.
Now we do also have the option to block outright completely. I like using the pop-up because it gives that awareness, right? And if you're more aware that, hey, I shouldn't be doing this, and you're not malicious, you're probably not going to continue on.
Right. Well, the thing too is any organization, if they felt that this was important, that they should outright block. We absolutely have that capability. We can block any exfiltration to ChatGPT. But the thing again, our objective here is to help people be more productive using generative AI. It's really the direction of a lot of what's going on in technology. And so then this ability to be able to do what you just described really is probably the best way forward for a lot of organizations. Now, the thing too, if this person was a malicious actor, let's say they were someone that's just like they really don't care. They're going to keep just going through these pop-ups. Yep. What would happen then in that case?
So with utilizing our risk adaptive protection on top of this, the regular policy pop-ups, we can continue to ramp up their risk score. And instead of doing the user coaching, we can immediately start doing the number of they hit a certain threshold on continuously, getting the alert created, doing other things like stockpiling data. Maybe they brought down a bunch of research data, so we're able to see that, and then we can actually turn that block on sooner for that individual person because of their behavior outside of the actual intentional breach.
Right. That sounds great because it's much more precise. Actually, it's higher precision in terms of how we would respond to this person's behavior and allow for continued productivity using generative AI. But then for if this was a situation that was a risky behavior person and they just weren't getting it, or they were malicious, we do have also these other tools at our exposure, on hand. Great. Well, thanks much, Jeff. You can also see some additional videos that we have covering other use cases, as well as just generally Forcepoint data security and ChatGPT, all within the Tech Talk YouTube channel, Safely Use AI Tools with Forcepoint Data Security. And so please check that out. And again, thanks, Jeff, for your time. And thank you, too, for watching this video.
Thanks. Have a great day.